Hi, everybody. Hello, welcome.
Hello.
How are you? Right, I'm excited. So it is 6:34 Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday. So if you're not watching in that time frame, that's totally okay. Just put replay in the comments. But if you guys are here with us now, then come say hi. I can see all the comments rolling in. Hi, guys.
See him coming in. Hello, everyone.
All right. So hi, Olivia. So if you guys are completely new to us, welcome. My name is Ashley Smarowsky. I am a spiritual medium psychic. And today I have the beautiful Nikki with me from Into Nikki. So we're going to have a great time. We are going to be discussing things that are not typically discussed during a spiritual awakening. And we're going to get to know Nikki a little bit. A lot of you know Nikki. She's been live with me a lot before. We're going to do some card pulls at the end, a collective healing at the end. So it's going to be a great time. So stick around, do us a favor, share the video. The more, the merrier.
Yes. Share. Please. I know that I'm very close to my follower goal. I think there's only like 20 more people and I can hit 500 followers. So if you do not follow me, please, I've been trying to hit my goal of 500. So please go over there and follow me, like my page, and share my page to anyone that you think that would benefit from the content that I create. So, and I would definitely love it. So it'd be another, New Year's resolution kind of thing added, check mark. So,
yep. I love that. 500 is a big milestone.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm excited.
So there are more than 20 of you in here. So go like her page right now if you don't already. Cheyenne's like, I already follow you. Awesome. I love it.
Yes. And to my followers, thank you all. Like, I love you all. Like, I absolutely love doing everything. Everything I do is for you guys. So love you guys.
Love that. Yep. And Cassie's like, absolutely love Nikki. Reiki's changed my whole life. Learning to love Ashley. Stop. Look at you filling us all with compliments over here.
Awesome. Thank you, Karen.
I love it. All right. So if you guys are new to Nikki, up in the description of the video, so on Facebook, it's up there. On YouTube, it's down there. But I have all of her information linked. You can find her Facebook. You can find her website. Everything is there. I also have her website running down here in the banner. And you'll notice like periodically during the live, I'll just throw it into the comments section as well. That way it's super easy for you to find her. But I'm really excited for tonight. I don't know about you guys, but just out of curiosity, even before we dive into things, how many of you have an idea what spiritual awakenings could look like? Or do you think that maybe you've had any of your own? And while people are putting that in the comments, Nikki, if you want to introduce yourself or maybe any of the new viewers.
Yes. So I do have a lot of announcements to make tonight about everything, all the changes and all that fun stuff. So I'll just get that out of the way while we're waiting for more people to join. So yes, I am Nikki. And if you are new to me, I am an energetic healer, a spiritual consultant, and a Reiki master. So what does that all mean? It means that I can tap into your energy. I can see where you have blocks, both in your body and just in your life in general, and help you move through them with the help of your spiritual team. Many of my clients see me as a spiritual life coach, while others see me as kind of like an energetic doctor. Legal disclaimer, I am not a doctor and everything I do is for entertainment purposes only. So I do have a wide range of modalities in my spiritual toolbox that I use to help my clients kind of heal and move into their abundance. I will always meet you where you are without any judgment, and help you move closer to your individual frequency, because we all have our own individual frequency. Hi, everyone who's just joining us. So if you ever had a session with me, you'll know that I don't typically do Reiki how other practitioners do Reiki. And the best way I can explain it is just through experience. Like, you have to experience it. Because everyone's experience and journey is completely different. And depending on where you are in that stage, it can look very, very different from client to client. So I do have a special for new clients only, and it's called the First Time Client Special, very unique. But it is just a 45-minute intro session, and it's very low threat. It gives you a sense of who I am and how I do things. So if you ever just wanted to try Reiki, you wanted to try one of my sessions out, but not want to spend a lot because of, you're uncertain, it's a win for everyone. You can try it out without, any craziness going on. So if you want to try that out, I will put the link in the comments here shortly. But I do have some more announcements. Sorry. First is I am having my first Spiritual Circle event, and that is going to be on January 26th of this year. So that is, I'm looking at my calendar, on Friday at 6:30. This is just a virtual event that I'll be hosting monthly, and we're just going to be discussing basically like what we do here. It's just going to be all things spiritual. This is the first one, and it is going to be about numerology. So anyone who likes numerology, I saw that a lot of people were very interested. So if you want to just come hang out, it is very low threat. It is, you don't even have to put on your camera if you don't want to. You can just come hang out. If you have a question, you can always private message it to me because it's in Zoom, so no one else will see your questions. So yeah, if you want to just come hang out and see what it's about, it's going to be $5 for non-members, but it is free for all my members. And remember that my membership is increasing in February. So if you'd like to become a member, just do it sooner than later before February and the price goes up. The second announcement that I have is that I am hosting a spiritual wellness retreat from May 3rd until May 5th. It is going to be held in Oxford, Pennsylvania, and it's just a transformational retreat. So we'll be doing, some deep work where there's going to be Reiki sessions, guided meditations, morning yoga, just spiritual development exercises. And I have the pleasure of Ashley. She just agreed that she would be there, and she's going to be doing a group reading, which I am super excited about. I can't thank you enough.
Thanks for inviting me. I'm super excited. I might just hang out for the whole retreat. I don't know.
I would love it. I would love it.
I'm like, I am not coming back. I am gone for the weekend.
Yeah. But yeah, I have all the details and all the pricing on my website. I'll even put a link when I'm done over here chatting and ranting. But just go ahead and click on the link, check it out. I would love to have you all join us. I do have my early bird pricing up right now, and I'll be upping the price probably by the end of February, just kind of as we move closer to the event. But I do offer payment plans. So if that's something that you need, please just reach out to me. I'm very flexible. I will, I'll put my email in the comments. That way you can reach out to me. We do have about 14 weeks until the retreat. And, depending on what kind of room that you book, payments will start as little as $45 a week. Like, we've got plenty of time. It's not that bad. So I'm definitely willing to help those who need it. You can also split rooms with a friend. You're paying for the room. You're not paying per person. You just have to pay a small fee for that additional person, and not just for food and supplies. It's $50 just for the food for the weekend if you add another person. So you can just easily split that room cost with somebody else. And there's queen beds, there's doubles, there's kings. We got the whole thing. The retreat venue is beautiful. Like, it is definitely a place where you can step back because we are so secluded. It's in nature. There's so much life. It it's going to be awesome. I'm excited for the retreat. I cannot wait. And it is all inclusive. So you don't have to cook the whole weekend, the entire weekend. You don't have to cook. It's going to be healthy food. We have like different options. So if you are vegan or allergic to anything, you just fill that out on the form and we'll move on from there. But I am super excited about it. And I hope everyone will join me. Well, not everyone. It's very small. It's very limited. I only have 13 people who are able to sign up. So it's very exclusive. I'm doing that just because I want to make sure everything is very personalized, where it's more of like individualistic. But that way it's not too big. That way I can help everyone and focus on everyone. But like I said, that the retreat place is absolutely beautiful. And I don't know, there's no doubt in my mind, it's going to be amazing. So if you would like to come out, please come out. I will go ahead and put all those links in the comments real quick so everyone can see them. But that's all the announcements that I have.
I love it. I'm so excited. And I'm not kidding when I say I might go ahead and grab a spot and just stay the whole weekend. I saw Olivia was like, do you want to split a room? Yeah, text me. Let's discuss that.
I would love it. I'm so excited for it. It's going to be so amazing.
Yeah. I think it sounds great. And I don't know about you, I'm not one who really does like New Year's resolutions. I set more of like intentions. And one of my intentions this year is to be more intentional about my time, meaning prioritizing myself a little bit more. So if that sounds like you guys, if you're like, man, I always put myself on the back burner, I would really consider grabbing one of those 13 spots with Nikki at this retreat.
Yes, come hang out. And it is going to be so transformational. Like you're going to be coming there and leaving a completely different person. Got so much fun things planned. You guys are just gonna like mind blown. So that's not to toot my own horn.
No, seriously, you should, because that's one thing I have learned to love about you is like you set your mind to something and you go above and beyond. Like even with what the other thing that we have planned, I was like, how did you become the ringleader? But thank you so much.
I love it. I'm like I've been an event planner and I've done weddings and things like that. So there's no doubt in my mind that this is just going to be amazing. So.
Yeah, super excited.
Very excited.
So if you guys are just joining, and you missed any of that, make sure you go back and watch the replay when this ends and catch that first bit of this live. But also, if you are new to Nikki, go ahead and give her a follow. She's super close to her goal of 500 followers. So let's see if we can get her there before this live ends, because that would be fantastic. Would you say you were like 20 followers away?
Yeah, I think it's like 20. It's very, very minimal. So
we could do that, right?
Let's go.
Go do that real quick. So that's beautiful. I'm so excited for everything that you've got going on. So I don't even know what I was about to say here. I just got so distracted, but I'll follow your lead here. I lost my train of thought.
Okay, no worries. So what we want to talk about tonight is what people don't tell you about an awakening. And I didn't really see too many comments in there. If you did feel like you've ever had or gone through an awakening, go ahead and say, I don't know, type me or something like that in the comments so I can see how many people who have actually been through an awakening. And then let me know if it was a positive or a very negative kind of vibe that you were going through. Just to kind of gauge everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one thing I will say about awakenings, because, we go through multiples in our lifetime, right? And there are some that they just sneak right in there and they barely, things are a little out of whack, but they're not too crazy. And then others like, wow, my whole life was flipped upside down.
Yes. And it's nice when you do go through the first one, because I've found that the first one is, honestly, it's the hardest. And then you kind of learn to realize those signs as you kind of go. Let's see. So I just saw the question, what is an awakening? So that is really, it's like an energetic shift is the only way that I can explain it. Let's see, words are hard. I can tell you all day how I felt going through it. Do you have a good definition of how to explain an awakening? You probably can do it better than I can.
I think not only is everyone's awakening different, but one awakening from the next, even with the same person, is going to be so different.
Mhm.
In my experience, it's not always the case, but I would say like most of the time, an awakening will happen when there's a major shift in your life. So
Mhm.
there's been a significant loss, there's been a significant trauma, there's been a significant change that's kind of uprooted you. And so what's happening, awakening, kind of think of it as your soul leveling up, like you're reaching that next phase of evolution in your soul's journey. And it kind of, I'm trying to think, it really is a little difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, it's easier when you go through like the emotions and the feelings of it. But when you want to put words to it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like so blank. I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah. So think about this. Okay. So we're always growing, we're always changing, we're always evolving, right? Like that's part of life. The person you are today is not the same person you were 5 years ago, not even a year ago. So we're always growing and we're always evolving. And every now and then we're going to hit like, I guess maybe a checkpoint, a level up point where your soul is going to go, okay, it's time to advance to that next level. So an awakening typically affects you in your physical life, in your spiritual life, in your mental life, in your emotional life. Like it's going to hit all those different aspects of your life. And it can feel a little messy. It can feel a little uncomfortable because you don't feel in control because you're not. But at the end of that awakening, you tend to have different perceptions. You tend to, view things differently, feel things differently. It really helps you to fall more into alignment with where your soul is meant to be, like like one of your purposes for coming into this lifetime, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I definitely would have butchered it. But the only thing that I can say is everyone has an individual frequency. So it's just moving you more in alignment with who your true authentic self and your beliefs and everything. So it's just kind of moving you. It's a big shift in energy that's going to get you on your life path, basically. And so many people will tell you that they had an awakening and that they have transformed their lives. And yeah, it sucked when they were going through it, but it's okay because it was worth it. So that's kind of why I want to talk about the things that people don't talk about when they go through an awakening. You will definitely know if you've been through an awakening because your whole, like I said, the first one, your whole world is flipped upside down. Like it's chaos. You think there's times where you think you're crazy and like all this stuff.
Yeah.
You will definitely know when you're going through one.
Yeah. Shay's like, it's happened to me recently and I feel like I've been hit with a ton of bricks. Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. It's honestly like you're sitting at a table and the table has a bunch of bricks on it and someone just comes over and just dumps it all over you. And you're just like sitting there like, okay, what do I do now?
Yeah. And, I love that when I was like, what do you want to talk about during the live? And you brought this up, I was so excited because I think so often on social media, people portray the light side of an awakening, right? They're like, it's beautiful. My life is this and I'm always positive and da, 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 and light and love and da. And okay, that's all great. But what about that journey to get to that point?
Yes.
Like, what about all that? Because that's usually where people, they kind of just skim over it because it's not all pretty and fluffy and, covered in rainbows. But it is such a key part of understanding and navigating an awakening.
Yeah. So one thing I like to kind of compare it to is like when, like for all the moms out there, if you've ever, when you have a baby, you forget the pain part and you're like, oh, this baby is beautiful. But everything, like you don't, like when you really think about it, all the stuff, all the work that you put your body through, your mind through, all of that leading up to that, that's kind of an awakening right there. It's like all that achy pain and all those feelings and emotions coming up to the surface that you're dealing with, the shadow work, just everything. And then it's like, look what I got. Like, It's like a little trophy kind of thing.
That's a great way to put it too, right? Because when you're in the midst of it, like when you're in the midst of labor, you're like, I'm never doing this again. Da, da, da. And then you have the baby and you're like, when can I do this again? It's like, what?
Yep. Exactly. So yeah, the one thing that people really don't talk about is the loss of connection when we're searching for it, when we're searching for connection. And that's something I really want to focus on during this live. Whether that connection be through friends, family, spouses, job loss, relationship with your kids or with your parents. And although no one really talks about it, it's a very, very real thing that happens as we grow and we transform and raise our vibration. So unfortunately, it is something that is kind of inevitable during an awakening. Relationships is huge.
Yeah.
Even though we may not want to bring, even though we want to bring those people with us on our journey, and we might be trying really hard to kind of help them heal and help raise their vibration, some people are just not meant to come along with you.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to know that that is okay. I'm not saying it's not going to hurt, or you should just call it a loss, because many relationships that we lose along the way are some of our most impactful, the most important that we have sometimes. And sometimes we may even have to grieve over the loss of certain relationships. And like I said, that is okay.
Yep.
But it is not an end all. So what does that process look like energetically? First, we must understand what happens when we have a connection with someone and what that looks like on an energetic level. When we feel connected to people, it just kind of means that we are a part of their energetic grid. It's like our energetic family at that time, that point in time. They typically resonate on the same wavelength with you, and you feel the vibes. Like your vibes, you're chilling. Like you can feel it. So your vibes are the same. So if you feel connected to something or someone, it just means that your energetic grid, you're in the same energetic grid as them. I did have a chart, but I can't bring it up on my thing here, but it's okay. Me and my charts. One thing that I do want to point out here is you may recognize this as, like, for an example, a person with a low vibration, they will typically attract other low vibrational people or circumstances into their life. They could be negative, and maybe bad things are always kind of seeming to find them. And they are also very victimized.
Mm-hmm.
This is just because they resonate with everything on that wavelength and that frequency. So until they change their vibration, that's kind of what is always going to be attracted to them. Mm-hmm. So the best way to explain this is like through layers. And I really wish I had my chart, but I don't. Maybe I'll post it in the comments later. Y'all can check out my chart. So there's basically just on your energetic grid, there's just like these layers. And it's kind of like we were talking about, like that leveling up. There's just different levels. So depending where you are on this, vibrational chart, kind of depends on what you can bring into your life. There's a little bit of bleed over, and that's about balance, but that's kind of getting advanced, and maybe we can talk about that at another time. But for the sake of this and for time, we'll just say that if it's not on your vibrational level, you can't have it. So what is happening is when you expand and become enlightened or go through your awakening process, your vibration raises. This could be through like working on yourself, through exercising, through meditation, breath work, healthy diets, just, moving your body, doing that shadow work, and just really, raising your awareness and your consciousness. So when our vibrations begin to rise, we can say it's like leveling up, like kind of like in a video game where now, all of a sudden you get the cool features of that level, and, you just upgraded. But just because you upgraded doesn't mean the people around you automatically upgrade with you. Yeah. And sometimes this pushes people away. Some examples of this is, say you've been putting in a lot of work and now you can speak to spirit, you're having all these cool experiences. You've raised your vibration to that whole new level. Now, the people around you may have some new opinions about you. They can be like, oh, wow, that's really great. I wonder if that can work for me. And they, start going on their own journey. They can say, I don't believe in that. It's all fake, but you do you. And those are the outcomes that we really, really hope for. But most of the time, especially if we are coming from a lower vibrational state, two things usually happen. The first being because they may not understand it or believe in it, they expect you not to. And if you continue to believe, if you continue to believe all these things, you might be called crazy, or you have no sense of reality. I could go on forever with the insults, but that's just because.
Were you there for my first awakening? Because you're like, it's like verbatim. I'm like, were you there?
No. I wish I was, because then we could have helped each other. But yeah, that's just because they have a fear of the unknown. So please, please, please do not take their fear as your own.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let their fears limit you. Find the vibration of the people who are going to support you, not bring you down, because fear and jealousy are very, very low vibrational forms. And the sooner you can get away from those vibrations, the better.
Yeah. I think it's, sorry, not to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
I think it's important to mention here as well, those of us, as we're going through an awakening and we're raising that vibration, we tend to have a lot more compassion than we did before, or we realize, oh my gosh, I feel so good and I want this for those that I love. But if they are not meant to move forward, be aware, or, move on that journey with you, be aware of that, because the enlightened us, or the trauma response that we have as well, tends to latch on to those who are in that lower vibration, because we're like, I can help you. I can fix you. I can change you. I can help you see the light. I can help you better your life. I can help you find alignment. And you're just going to wear yourself out. So if you feel those connections changing, I always tell people, like, don't fight it. If it's meant to be, it will. And if it's not, it served its time and it served its purpose. Please do not hold yourself in place when your soul is trying to level up, because you don't want to watch that person fall or, continue to struggle. That's their journey, and you can love them and support them. But sometimes we have to do that from a safe distance.
Yes. Yeah, that's definitely something I have like in my notes of what I want to hit, because that is so important. No, you're good. I'm like, I love that you're picking up on what I'm putting out into the field here.
Yeah.
I love that, because we definitely don't want to like stunt our own growth, especially empathic people. And this is one thing that I was just going to say, I feel guided to kind of tell all of you empaths out there, please put up boundaries. Empaths, we want to help everybody. We want everyone. We want the world to be peace and love. And we don't want suffering. We want everyone to be their best versions of themselves and, all this stuff. But empaths, please, 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 please put up boundaries. If you have people in your life who are, calling you crazy, trying to make you kind of deny who you truly are and deny this newfound vibration that feels so good to you, and you're in alignment with it, you need to put up that boundary. Because many times when lower vibrational people see someone progressing, they want to bring them down and try to control them. They want you to be the same person that you always were. Either because if you are an empath, you were always giving them exactly what they needed. And they don't want that to be gone, because they're so used to always having that and having that need met from you. I'm also being guided to kind of say that this is absolutely true when it comes to narcissists and empaths. Huge one. Huge. I'm like getting chills.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know,
let me ground myself real quick, because I'm like,
yeah, I know so many empaths who are always drawn to narcissistic people. And I'm like, it is like fire and gasoline. Like this is not good.
Absolutely. And an empath is a narcissist. Like, it's their dream person, because they want to help. They're so loving, and they're just going to give and give and give until they are just completely drained.
Yep.
And then when they're drained, the narcissist is going to be like, well, you're still not giving to me. And it's going to make you feel guilty. And then it's such an intense cycle that you don't want to be caught into. It's so hard to get and step away from that. But I do feel like there are some people listening who just really need to hear this. If you are an empath, please put up those boundaries. But yeah, we'll go into that probably another live, because it's very in depth when we go over there. Let me ground myself, because I'm picking up on so much energy right now. So
yeah. While you're doing that, I'm looking through these comments. Yeah, a lot of you are like, you're describing me. It sounds like you're personally speaking to me. So if you're resonating, listen to that. And if you're like, I don't know what my boundaries need to be, sit with that for a minute. That's okay. It's totally okay, especially if you're setting boundaries. And just remember, you can't force other people to listen to your boundaries. So you have to hold yourself accountable for maintaining those boundaries.
Yeah. And I hope I'm explaining everything properly. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, please just ask. This is a very hard topic, especially because, awakenings are love and light and everything beautiful. But this is that dark stuff. Just, for anyone who hasn't gone through the awakening, this is something to just prep for. You're going to probably lose a lot of relationships in your life, but know that the people who are supposed to be in your life again are definitely going to be energetically aligned with you, and they are coming. They are coming.
Yeah.
So I will say that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. And it's only uncomfortable, temporary. And if you lean into it, you're going to navigate it a lot easier and faster than you will if you're fighting it.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So going back to connection grids, squirrel over here. So anything on your grid, on your vibration, you can have it. It's a magnetic pull towards you. It's an attraction. It's called an energetic resonance with that person or with that item. So when you raise your vibration and you're coming from here to here, you can kind of find yourself coming out of alignment with the other person. So signs of this is you can start fighting with the other person, probably for like no reason, or you're just getting very agitated with the other person, or you're just feeling very pulled apart because of your new outlook on life, because the new information that has been downloaded into you and the new worldview that you have. You may just stop talking to these people or just kind of feel very distant from them. What may feel for no apparent reason. There's just this complete disconnect with these people. Sometimes it, like we were saying, sometimes it happens quick. But sometimes it takes time. But most of the time it happens when you start to take back your personal power and stand up for yourself and what you believe in. When you stop conforming to the old notion of yourself and step into your frequency, it'll go a lot quicker. It can kind of be like, when you do this, it's kind of feeling like the loss can go more quickly, just because you're beginning to find the people, you'll heal from that, but then you'll find the people who resonate at your new vibration. So you'll find those people who are energetically aligned with you. And like Ashley said, if you push against this process or deny yourself these new vibrations, sometimes the process does take a little bit longer. But eventually these people will be removed from your space organically, whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. So the best advice I can give you is don't push against it and just go with the flow. Don't swim against the current. It's going to take you, you're good. Just trust in that process, that everything is working out and that the people that you need to find, they will find you. I will say it's important to kind of note that some people are not forever people, and that's okay. That is okay. They are here to teach us some lessons. They're here to help us grow. During this process, we might feel isolated or alone, but keep going. Yep. Keep working on yourself and keep progressing your spiritual journey, because you will find your new soul connections. And never, never, never suppress your truth for other people. Stand true in your authentic self. Like, please, please, please.
Yeah. And that, that feeling lonely, that it does come with the territory because it's your own unique journey, right? So you're the only one who's navigating that, but it really is temporary. I think my big first awakening, I isolated for probably about 1.5 years, 2 years. Like I really lost a lot of connections and was like, what the hell's happening? But it all came back together way better than it was prior to the awakening.
Yes. And that is one thing that people do have to understand, that your life will fall into place exactly where it needs to be. The people who are supposed to be in your life, they will find you. Everything is okay. You will be okay. And this feeling is just temporary. It is just an energetic movement, aligning you closer to your path. So yes, it sucks, but it will be better when you kind of come out the other side of it. I would say for me personally, the loss of connections was my biggest hardship going through my awakening, because as people, we strive for connection. We want connection. And when we don't feel included with other people, we change ourselves to feel included.
Yes.
And that was a huge lesson that I personally had to learn. And I really had to step into my authentic self for my awakening to finally start coming to the finish line.
Yeah.
And it was hard because it was like everything that I knew before, everything that I told myself I was, everything that I guess you could say I pretended to be so I would make it through in this world. It was hard losing so many connections. There was like even one friend, I think of her every once in a while, but I'm like, it just got to the point where it was just done. She was like my rock, and I would go to her for everything. And then just one day, it was like she was just completely removed from my life. Now I look back and I'm like, okay, now I know why. But it sucked in the moment because you are longing for that connection so bad that you're like, somebody help me, and you're looking for someone to save you. And this is a message too. No one's coming to save you.
Yeah.
This is your life. This is your healing. This is all you.
Yep.
You can save you. Don't be looking for anyone else. You can look for help, absolutely, but no one is coming to save you.
Yeah.
This is a you thing.
And not only, are you going to notice the change, with other relationships in your life, but you're going to notice it within yourself too. I know for me, not only were relationships falling apart, or changing dynamics in some way, but because I was so lost in this aspect of my life, like I was like, I don't know what's going on. And then I realized I started also trying to push people away to isolate myself even more. And so I was like self-sabotaging along the way. But again, like you navigate it one day at a time, and eventually all of the pieces will fall into place.
Yes. So Linda says, how do you find the energy to fight through? Trust. You must believe to receive. You need to trust you need to trust in the universe. The universe knows you better than you know yourself.
Yep.
Know that the universe is moving everything in your life in a way that's going to make it better for you. As long as you're working on yourself, you're raising your vibration, you're not doing anything to, purposely lower your vibration, the universe is trying to get you in alignment. And one way that you can find whether or not you're in alignment with your true purpose is the way that you feel, checking in with your feelings and feeling how that feels. I always tell people your gut is your first brain.
Yeah.
It's your first brain. Listen to your gut. If you don't feel like you resonate with something, take a look at that, because your gut is trying to tell you something. And a lot of times we just get kind of caught up in the mundane of our lives, where our gut's probably saying something, but our logic brain is telling us something else. And we're just like, no, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm probably just hungry, or, something like that.
Yeah. I always tell people, I'm like, so many of us get stuck. We exist from here up. Like we forget there's a whole body beneath the shoulders that needs, us to lean into it. So yeah, I would definitely agree with you. I would say trust 100%, but also take that time for checking in with yourself. That will make all the difference in the world, because when you check in with yourself, then you're not on that hamster wheel of just what's next. You're feeling and digesting and gaining clarity and, learning as you go.
I'll say the one reason why we have such an intense population with depression nowadays is because they are not in alignment with their true soul's purpose. So many people, they get that cloudiness, they get that depression. It's because they're not doing what they were, or what they came here to do. So if you are one of those people, I'm getting like so many chills right now. That is your body telling you that something's off, that you're not in alignment. Like I always tell people when I'm doing Reiki, when I'm going through and doing that energy work, I'm feeling through your body to feel where that energy is stuck. So, and a lot of people, if that energy is stuck up here, usually third eye and crown chakra, that is depression. That is overthinking. That is you're just kind of getting in your own way. You're giving, your energy spread out so thin at all these things. And most of the time they're not even important things, but you're just like hyper fixating on all these different things. And we just need to slow down.
Yep.
And just realize that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead. To add on to what you were saying, and when we're talking about purpose, most people do not fulfill their purpose through work. It's just true. Like
Yeah.
your work can just be your work. It's what you have to do to pay the bills to exist in the physical world. Find your purpose outside of work, little moments of joy. And our soul has so many purposes. So don't get hung up on what is my purpose. Just follow your joy, because one chapter of life, your purpose could be to be nurturing to children. The next chapter, like your purpose could be, teaching people your wisdom or smiling at
Mhm.
strangers. I'm telling you, your purpose does not have to be big. It's built up of all these little tiny things.
I will say that a lot of people think that they're just going to go and talk to a psychic or a medium and they're going to be like, oh, your life purpose is this. And it's going to be like, oh, that's what it is. I should have known. And then everything's going to fall into alignment.
Mhm.
What you were saying, take those little baby steps, because it doesn't work where you're just like at this low vibrational state and then all of a sudden you're at your life purpose.
Mhm.
Find those little joys in your life where it could just be spending some time in nature,
Mhm.
drawing, painting, doing things that you really enjoy, and finding those little joys, finding the moments, those little joyful moments throughout your life. Because when you find those little joyful moments and you're grateful for them, you're going to raise your vibration.
Mhm.
And then you're going to get more aligned and more aligned and more aligned the more you go. I did see Marissa said, could you have bad luck if you're not aligned? So how do I say this? Bad luck is more of a mentality. It's more of a mental thing. If you feel like, if you keep telling yourself, oh, I always have bad luck, all these bad things are always happening to me. Of course, that's what the universe is going to give you.
Mhm.
If you are feeling that, if you are owning that you have bad luck, absolutely, that's the vibration that you're aligned with, and that's what you're going to keep experiencing until you change the narrative in your mind. It's called a quantum flip. You can change the way that your thoughts are processed. If you just start saying, I always have good luck, it's those affirmations. If you switch your mindset, that's going to put you on a different trajectory for your vibration.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And also, remind yourself, you will have bad days. It's the part of the human experience, but
Yeah.
remind yourself it's temporary, and then
Mhm.
acknowledge, the fact, oh man, this sucked, but then replace it with like 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for and focus on those manifestations.
Yeah. So there's something so I'm going back to Marissa. She's saying her dad is always having bad luck, even though he helps everybody. So that is something in his thought process that is attracting that bad luck. Maybe it was something in childhood that he has to kind of heal from, where he felt like everything was kind of always bad around him, or it's something that's limiting to him. I definitely feel childhood limited beliefs. So if he can start working on a more positive mindset and just kind of every time he helps someone, he can always show gratitude, like, thank you for allowing me to help this person who's in need. And it could be a karma thing. Maybe his soul contract to come onto this world was, I did X, Y, and Z, in this past life, and now this life, I just want to help everyone. Doesn't matter how I feel. Maybe he just wants to keep helping everyone. But eventually he's going to start raising his vibration if he's showing that gratitude for helping other people, because service to others is a high vibrational frequency. So I would say there's something definitely limited beliefs and something stemming from childhood that he has to heal from. He has to look at that and kind of dig deeper and to see what that block is.
Yeah. Yeah. If we could help everyone that we come across. We could go above and beyond for everyone. But if we look at ourselves in a negative light, or we feel that we're not worthy, or, we're judging ourselves all the time, that's going to affect your own personal vibration.
Yeah. Especially if you don't think you're worthy. If you don't have your personal power and you just, you think that everyone else around you can have a good life, but you don't, and you don't feel like you deserve that, you're basically brushing off every blessing that's coming to you. Like, oh, here's this. No. Somebody else can have that. Like, people don't realize that there's so much abundance in the world that everyone can have some. There's room for everybody. And those who are like, no, there's not, and it's like very like competitive for money and things like that. Those are all like low vibrational forms.
Very
That's
low.
all your root chakra. That's that, your finances of trying to fight to survive, and got to work long hours and all these things. So yeah. Don't do that. There's plenty for everybody. Plenty for everybody. Let's see.
Yeah, Cheyenne's like, I keep getting chills. If you're getting chills, that is your body letting you know, hey, I resonate with this message.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brit's like, I find guided meditations helpful in the hard days for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Anything that you can do to get yourself to just check in with yourself, check in with how am I feeling? You know, is there something I need to release? You know, am I overthinking? Am I feeling anxious? Just to give yourself just a few minutes a day. That's all it takes, just a few minutes to just be present.
Tammy, I'm sorry you keep missing these. I'm just follow me. I know that you follow me. Maybe I'll send you personalized reminders. Or maybe I need to start, you need to message my work number. I'll put my work number here so you can message me so I can message you when I go live and get all the notifications for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for bringing the vibration very low, but we're getting very serious and very, I really just want to warn people and let you know that it's not all rainbows and butterflies. There's a lot of work that goes into an awakening, and just trying to warn you so you know what to expect. And know that losing a lot of people in your life is most of the time part of the process, because you know, they were just temporary people in your life.
Yeah. And it's not every awakening, like we said, not every awakening is going to be life altering, completely like massive overall. It's not. Some, it's going to be, oh, I learned something and now there's a small shift. And those are great. Like, I like those awakenings, but the big ones, as much as they suck in the moment, those are really the ones that truly transform your life.
Yeah.
I will never, ever, ever forget my very first awakening ever. I mean, it was bad. It was ugly. It was a dark, dark place. I've never been that dark before. But then I look at my life now and I'm like, if I wouldn't have gone through that, I would not be where I am today. Like, I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah. It's like the universe is just like, what is she doing? And then just grabs your shoulders and shakes the crap out of you. And then you're like, oh, I feel better now. Like, I snapped out of it. Like, this life I was living was definitely not in alignment with me. Like, why was I doing all this stuff? I must have been crazy or just brain dead to keep just going through life like this, kind of, doing those mundane tasks and finding zero enjoyment, just living to pay bills and survive.
Yep. And there's nothing wrong with that. We do what we can with the knowledge we have, right? And that's where an awakening comes in, where we gain all new knowledge, all new perspectives. We understand it differently, which then means we then have the power to choose to react differently.
And with those smaller awakenings, when you do learn your lesson, expect a test. Like, there's going to be like a small test. Like, did she really learn her lesson? Let's see. So that's always fun.
Yeah. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say. And again, I don't know why my brain cannot hold on to a thought, but it's gone. There was something else I was going to say. And it's like, well, never mind. It might come back.
Okay. So do you want to do, I do want to do an energetic healing with everyone, just to kind of, heal a lot of those unprocessed, relationships that were kind of just abruptly ended. Or if you are going through like kind of a separation or a disconnect from somebody, I do want to just kind of put a little bit of loving energy onto that space, just so it's a lot easier for you to kind of manage and go through. Because I do feel like there's a lot of people, especially just even in the chat, but whoever's watching this, I feel like it feels like this separation is happening right now, and you're just kind of questioning everything around it. So I do want to make it a little bit energetically easier for you to kind of transition and let this kind of pass. So if you guys want to join me, you guys can. And if you guys are watching the replay, it's still going to be effective. Time and space is linear. Look at quantum physics. Time and space is really not a thing. Just what we do as humans to, make sense of some chaos. So yeah, it doesn't matter where you are when you're watching this, you will still get the same energetic healing. Okay. So just go ahead and, take a deep breath. Go ahead and close your eyes. Go ahead and wiggle out your shoulders a little bit. Take another deep breath in and let it out with a ah. And just focus on your breathing. I want to lay to rest all the tension and the miscommunication that led to the ending of this relationship that no longer served my highest good. It was not their fault. It was not my fault. It just is. It is required for everyone's expansion. Although it hurt when that bond was broken, I am so happy and so thankful that we both were able to learn and heal in a way that served us both. I will forever be thankful for the time that we had together and the role you played in my life. But it is now time to let go. It is time for us to both move on and expand in ways that align with our own souls. And so it is. Okay, you guys can open your eyes. Whew. Oh, okay, I need a nap now.
That was beautiful.
I can feel you guys, man. A lot of you guys have family. It's family. I feel family. A lot of you guys are going to be disconnecting from family. And just know that it may not be forever. Mm-hmm. It may just be temporary, this feeling of, especially releasing or disconnecting from your family. It may not be forever. You need to kind of go on your journey, and they need to go on yours. And who knows, maybe at one point, I'm getting chills, you'll come back together. Everyone just needs to do their learning, and then maybe it'll come back together. And that's okay too. That's great. That is great. So.
Yeah. And I remembered what I wanted to say, and it kind of links right into what you were talking about. We've got a full moon. Full moon.
You know what? For me, I should have known that, but I was busy painting my stairs today. So
yep. We have a full moon in Leo. So not only is this going to the full moon, if you guys aren't familiar, it's a great time for releasing. But the fact that it's in Leo, that's going to bring out aspects of our relationships with others and our relationship with ourselves. So prioritize yourself right now. That is the best thing that you can do during this full moon. And just put that trust into the universe that, okay, I trust you to remove anything or anyone that doesn't serve my highest good moving forward. And just put that in universe's hand, and then go with the flow of whatever comes next. There's also, not to get all, astrology here, or astrological, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but we're also shifting, right? We're in a major shift right now, where for a lot of us, it is the end of a 15-year cycle. Mm-hmm. So think about what you were going through 15 years ago, and how has that resurfaced in your life in some way now? Because it's coming to an end. It's time to let it go. It's time to shoo that out of here, to make space for whatever is meant to come next.
And if you didn't learn your lesson, so if you're going back and you're like, oh, what was going on 15 years ago? And you're like, oh no, I don't want that to happen again. This is your time to learn from that lesson. Because if you didn't, it's just gonna cycle around and around and around until you learn that lesson and you move on from it. So if you go back, check it out. Memories on our Facebook page and photos are great to kind of go through and see what was going on in your life 15 years ago.
Yep.
It's great. Look back there. If you want to go through it again, go through it. Go for it. I don't. I'll tell you that right now. I do not. I'm good. I learned.
Yep. What was going on? What type of people were you spending time with? How were you treating yourself? Look at all these dynamics.
I was hearing self-care so bad. So bad.
Yeah. Cheyenne's like, I got with my other half 15 years ago. Oh, me too. That's not coming to an end. If that's good, that's not coming to an end. But there could be like a dynamic of it. You know, a lot of times in early relationships, sometimes they're toxic, or we lose sight of ourselves, or, you know, something like that. So that could be something that is resurfaced. So
Ooh. So I'm okay. So I'm getting a message of if it was with a relationship and it's like a marriage kind of thing, if it was like the lack of trust coming through, I for some reason I keep hearing like cheating, people accusing of people of cheating kind of thing. Take a look at that and see if that was really your reality. Was that person really cheating, or was it your insecurities? Really dive deep into those situations and see what the real reason was, a real cause of those situations happening. You know, were you just kind of reacting, or, you know, were you mad or whatever for a legit reason? So just kind of look at those things. It's not directed at Cheyenne by any means. It was just a message. So
all right. I love it. So yeah, so definitely take advantage of this. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and just pull some cards. We'll do a quick collective reading, and we'll see, you know, what sort of guidance or insight or whatever it is that Spirit's like, hey, you need to know this. We're going to bring that out. So because we are all on our own journeys, it's going to resonate a little differently with everyone. So that gut that Nikki was talking about, okay, let's trust that. However these messages resonate with you, or if something immediately comes to mind when I start talking, trust it, okay? All right, let's see. Also, don't forget to follow Nikki. Look, I'm going to put her website down here again. I've been doing it periodically, but it's also in the description of the video. And so is the link to her Facebook page.
And I put in the comments everything about the retreat, my first time client special. I don't know if I mentioned it, but it's only $50 for 45 minutes for the intro. Like I said, it's very low threat, very, you know, if you just want to learn about it, see how I work, go ahead and book a session. But I did put that in the comments along with my email. So if you do want payment plans for the retreat, that is an option for you. Like I said, right now it's only like $45 a week if you're going alone. So it's half of that if you're bringing a friend. So go ahead, Ashley. Sorry.
You're good. You're good. So I pulled four cards, and I can't make this stuff up if I tried. So we are talking all about awakenings, right? Reclaiming your power, boundaries, all of this. Let me tell you what these cards are. The first one literally says awakening, DNA activation. Okay.
There we go. That's probably why I was getting channeled to do this this live with you. So that makes sense.
But it gets better. Clearing comparison. So stop comparing, surrender to the magic. Then we have pay attention to signs and symbols. There's divine blueprints, which means like your soul, there's a reason you're going through what you're going through. And then the last one is freedom, warrior of light. Stop holding yourself back.
All right, mic drop. We're done here. We're done here.
You know how many cards are in this?
Oh my goodness.
They're not all about awakenings. So the fact that these four came out, you guys have to listen to what was talked about tonight.
Yeah,
you're here for a reason. So with this, I 100%, I don't even know how much extra to add to this, because I think this is completely just confirming everything that we just talked about. But if you're here, whether you're with us right now or whether you're watching in the replay, okay, you have to lean into this. You have to stop fighting it. And I keep seeing like a fish trying to swim upstream, and it's like, I'm not getting anywhere. Stop trying to swim upstream. Okay. Just turn around. Just turn around. Watch how fast you start to move through your life. Watch how fast things start to fall into place. It is going to be uncomfortable, but here's the thing. It's uncomfortable already because whatever's going on in your life, it's not serving you anymore. So it's going to be hard either way. But choose your hard. Do you want to choose to remain where you are and keep things as they are, keep struggling, keep trying to swim upstream, keep trying to force yourself into a life that you've outgrown? Or do you want to temporarily be uncomfortable to make space for complete alignment, complete abundance, relationships that serve you, a better relationship with yourself where you are priority, all of these wonderful things? If you choose the latter, okay, you are going to be uncomfortable, but it will be temporary. I promise it will be temporary. But if you choose to remain the same, that's going to be a permanent struggle, because you will never fall back into alignment with the life that you've outgrown. You just won't. So don't hold yourself back, get out of your own way, lean into it, surrender, trust the process. And trust is a really hard thing. Like we talk about, it's hard to trust other people. It's hard to trust the universe. Like you're just looking out into nothing and you're like, okay, I trust you. Like, who am I talking to? What am I talking to? Do you hear? Like, you don't know, right? It is blind trust. But I promise that blind trust leads to some really amazing things. And then I wasn't going to pull another card, but this one just popped out. It's the restructure card. You're restructuring your life. It talks about identifying, reframing, and enhancing. So
it's so funny. I just get this visual of like we were talking about those bricks on the table that just got like pushed onto you. It's just like you're like, okay, now I just have to rebuild. Now I'm just taking these bricks and I'm just rebuilding something better. Yep. You know, they look nice on the table, but now I'm going to build like a structure. Now I'm going to build like a foundation with these bricks. Really going to go dive deep and build something amazing that aligns with me on my energetic blueprint. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Everyone watching, I don't know how you guys feel if you're like, what the hell are they talking about? But Nikki and I are over here like, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to share this with you guys too. When I look back at my first awakening, I fought it tooth and nail because I didn't understand what was going on. And I hated feeling out of control. After seeing how things fell into place after that awakening and then continued to fall into place with each awakening that came after that, I am all about change and uncertainty. I'm like, oh, there's change coming. Bring it. I am not afraid of it anymore. I lean into it. But that was a learning curve. But once you
have to learn to trust yourself. You have to trust yourself and then trust the universe, and then everything will keep going. Because I was in the same boat. My awakening, oh my goodness, I thought I was crazy. I was losing my mind. Nothing made sense. Where I was at that time in my life, just everything. My entire world was crashing around me. But because I'm fine. Everything's fine. Nobody knew. Yeah. Nobody knew that I was like so prim and proper on the outside, but inside I was just like, I can only explain it as SpongeBob. Where's the files? Where's the files? Everything's on fire. Where's the files? What is going on? And I'm just like burning. I was lost. I was completely lost. I wish that I had a group that I could go to, or something online or something like that I could lean on and get information, because this was nowhere near, I was in the military for 14 years. I was around big dudes who just worked out and, did what they needed to do and then came home and whatever. There was no talking about feelings, emotions, like nothing. So everyone just thought I was good to go. That military face on, I did it well. But inside I was done. I was dying. I was just completely gone. And that separation, when I stepped back and I was finally like, enough is enough. That's when I started, I just kind of gave it up. I gave up that control. And that's when things started falling into place. That's when literally my entire life changed. And now I can manifest. Now I can be the creator of my life instead of just being reactionary in my life and just kind of reacting to everything happening to me. Now I'm the one in control again, to a certain extent. And I'm the one making the calls now. I'm the one who can create and ask the universe for what I want. And wait for it to come here.
So. And it will, right? It will, in divine timing and however it's meant to. And it's hard, especially when you're the first person in your circle to go through anything like this. So, I love my family to death. I love them so much, but I come from an incredibly toxic and everyone has some major issues kind of family. And I love them so much, but I was the first one to kind of go through an awakening. So the family didn't understand. None of my friends had gone through anything. Most of my friendships fell apart. A lot of the family dynamics fell apart. I tried to isolate so much. And it was just self-sabotaging completely. And I was grasping for straws, right? To anything and anyone that I could hold on to. And same thing. I was like, you know what? I give up. And my way of giving up is I called my husband, who I was also trying to sabotage. I was trying to sabotage my marriage for no reason at all. But I called him up and I said, hey, we need a fresh start. And right then and there, I was like, let's move to Texas. I had never been to Texas. I didn't know anyone in Texas. I mean, he had his aunt and uncle out there, but like that was it. And I was like, he was like, okay. And there we went, packed up
You
my
were
daughter.
probably trying to come find me because I was in Texas around that time.
Were
So
you
you're
really?
probably like, my girl Nikki needs help. We got to go find her. And then,
Yep.
you know, here I come. I move up to Maryland. You know, who knows?
It worked out
We're just
perfectly.
trying to find each other. That's all.
Yep. But I mean, that's the way it is, right? Like you'll struggle, you'll fight it. And then once you give way to, okay, you know what? Clearly what I'm doing is not working anymore. And you just lean into that trust. I mean, life really figures itself out. Like if you notice you're hitting speed bump after speed bump, obstacle after obstacle, that is the universe trying to say, stop, slow down, turn around. You're going the wrong way.
Absolutely. And that's the same thing with our bodies too. Like,
Yeah.
if you have a sore throat, that means your throat chakra is screaming, pay attention to me. There is something wrong here. When we go have illnesses, that is our body's way of saying, hey, red flag, look, pay attention here. Just like those speed bumps. So I do just want to say, I saw Tammy's comment. So I just want to say thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that. She said, you guys, I work with her on a regular basis. Please trust me. Yeah, there you go. Just put it at the bottom. I love you, Tammy. Thank you so much.
Yep. Yeah. And so if we could get Nikki to her goal of 500 followers on her page before tonight ends, that would be fantastic. When we started, she said she was only roughly 20 away. You know what? I'm going to look real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
I want to see where are you at?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the last time I looked at it, I was probably about 20 away. So
You're about 11 away right now. So
there 11 more.
There are 30 to 40 of you in here. It keeps changing, but there are enough of you that if you go follow her right now, because if you don't already, she'll reach that 500. So let's see if we can do that, because that would be amazing.
Manifesting.
Love it. Yeah. This has been such a great topic. And I know a lot of people are like, it sounds like you're talking to me. Trust it, right? Like there's a reason this is all resonating.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So is there anything else that you want to talk about or mention or anything at all before we go?
I mean, I think we're good. We're about that time. So even just that one topic, yeah, I think we're good for tonight. Everyone needs to process.
Yeah, that is a topic. That is a topic I could talk about all day and just keep going and going. There's so much to learn, you know, when you're going through an awakening or you start becoming more interested in tuning into your body. There's so much. Patty, how do you follow her? Up in the description of the video, I have her Facebook linked. You can just go click that and it'll take you right there. Okay. This has been fun. I love it. Hope you guys learned something.
Yeah. And I just want to say thank you, everyone. I can feel everyone's energy, and I didn't mean to bring everyone's energy to like a low and then a high and then a low. Like I feel like I'm like playing with your emotions here. But I do love everyone's energy in the comments. So thank you guys for being here so much. Definitely appreciate all of you guys. So
yep. Yeah, this has been great. So I'm looking forward to it. We will be live again together soon, and I hope you all have a great night. And Nikki, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, no worries. Go check out my website and look at the retreat. Come hang out with us.
Yeah, it's going to be so much
everyone.
fun.
All right. Sorry. No. Until next time, everyone.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.